A presentation for our literary criticism subject presented by Jenny Jane R. Basong. For today's discussion, these are the outline of topics. What is Reformation? Reformation, or Protestantism, is a religious and political movement of the 16th century Europe that began as an attempt to reform the Roman Catholic Church and resulted in the establishment of Protestant churches. Where and when did the Reformation begin? The Reformation is said to have begun when Martin Luther, a German monk and a university professor, posted his 95 Theses on the door of the Castle Church in Wittenberg, Germany on October 31, 1517. Luther argued that the church had to be reformed. He believed that individuals could be saved only by personal faith in Jesus Christ and the grace of God. Major causes of the Protestant Reformation. Religious background. The first and most important cause is that of religious background. There was an attack on the Roman Catholics' teachings through Protestantism, which questioned the Church's authority to interpret scriptures without error. This led to more emphasis on individuals' interpretation of scripture, which had been forbidden by Catholicism for centuries. Social-economic. On the other hand, there was also a social-economic power struggle between rich and poor within society, with Protestants being more likely to side with elite classes in this dispute due to their greater wealth and privilege relative to Catholics. Political. Though the movement was primarily spiritual, the ethos of individuality promoted by Protestantism led many to rebel against the authority of the Church and the powerful Habsburg monarchs who used their authority to control large empires. The Reformation significantly changed the political landscape in Germany, France, and England, and culminated in the 30 Years' War of the 17th century. Other causes of the movement. The invention and widespread use of mechanized printing press, which allowed religious ideas as well as Bible translations to circulate widely. Another thing was money-generating practices in Roman Catholic Church include the sale of indulgences, which was part of the medieval Christian Church. Basically, by purchasing an indulgence, an individual could reduce the length and severity of punishment that heaven would require as payment for their sins, or so the Church claimed. Effects of the Protestant Reformation. The Protestant Reformation was the catalyst for modern democracy, skepticism and capitalism, individualism and civil rights, as well as many of the modern values that we cherish today. Every academic discipline was affected by the Protestant Reformation, especially in the social sciences such as history, philosophy, and economics. Reformation is also a focal point in European history. The individual defeats the authority of the institution. It is the beginning of the separation of state and church. Apart from that, there is also a negative effect of the movement. The literature on the Reformation's consequences shows a range of short-term and long-term effects. How did the Reformation come to an end? Ending can be placed anywhere from the 1555 Peace of Augsburg, which allowed for the coexistence of Catholicism and Lutheranism in Germany, to the 1648 Treaty of Westphalia, which ended the 30 Years' War. What is the most significant legacy left by the Protestant Reformation? The legacy of the Reformation has been hotly debated. It has been credited for increasing literacy rates, improving women's lives, birthing modern capitalism, advancing the scientific revolution, and giving rise to the Protestant work ethic. The Reformation is a reminder of how important individual freedom is and that action is required if freedom becomes restricted. Before I end, allow me to share with you a quote by Martin Luther. You are not only responsible for what you say, but also for what you do not say. That's the end of my presentation, Miss Minnie. I hope that you have somehow enjoyed it. Thank you.